how are you?
How you doing?
So you're here for Tito's Vodka, right?
Tito's Vodka.
We love the dogs.
Tito's best vodka.
It's for the dogs, I see.
Yes, it is indeed.
Yep. Enjoy them.
We need more.
Yeah, we just need more doggos
Yeah,
to
more
take
dogs.
pictures.
Of course.
Doggo kissing booth.
Right.
Doggo
here tonight. My name is Thalia Hasiotis. I'm from Cold Noses Foundation. And Cold Noses Foundation, along with the Pegasus Foundation, makes up the funding arm of the Everglades Animals Coalition. So I know you guys are hearing a lot of names. Cold Noses, Pegasus, Everglades, I don't know who's who. But that's basically what it is. Everglades Animals Coalition is a group of funders and rescuers, and you're going to meet all of us in just a few minutes, that make up the coalition. And we're all working towards one goal, which is to save these animals that are suffering in the Everglades. But before I talk about us a little bit more in depth, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Tito's Vodka for sponsoring us tonight. And honestly, they're not just a sponsor. I mean, they are passionate about, they are vodka for dog people, and they stand by that. And so thank you. Make sure if you are drinking or buying vodka that it's only Tito's. Thank you. And also, Amanda Littman, thank you so much for your help, your sponsorship, your enthusiasm has been instrumental. So thank you both so much. So we're here tonight, and I'm in awe of the amount of people that are here tonight. This is our first ever event for the Everglades Animals Coalition, and so thank you for being here. Because every day, even in this moment, there are hundreds of dogs and cats out in the Everglades. As many of you may or may not know, the Everglades spans from up north, Okeechobee, all the way down to Miami. And it's a hostile environment if you're a domesticated animal. Unfortunately, on a weekly basis, at least I can speak for Miami, our rescuers are seeing about 20 dogs being dumped a week in the Everglades. And so they're facing alligators, pythons, any other venomous, non-venomous animal out there, and humans, yep. They're facing the scorching heat, torrential rain, and cars, because believe it or not, there are a lot of plant nurseries in the Everglades, and where the plant nurseries is a lot of traffic for the big tractor trailers to come down and pick up their cargo. These dogs and cats get thrown, literally, door open, pushed out of the car on a regular basis, and the owners drive away as fast as they can. So these dogs then, of course, have to face becoming anemic because of the ticks and fleas that they've now picked up, starving, dehydration, and then probably the most dangerous animal of all, humans.
Yeah.
And there's humans that are going out there and trying to help these animals, but there are also people that are going out there and, for example, looking for good bait animals for dog fighters, dog fighting rings. And these animals are coming up to them looking for help and not knowing whether this person is good or bad. And you know, there's also the issue of the owners of these big nurseries that don't necessarily want all these stray animals on their property. So there is poisoning happening. Just I'd say a few months ago, Jesse, one of our rescuers, who I will introduce in a minute, was able to get to a mom but was not in time, and the puppies survived, but the mom did not. The puppies have all been sent to a foster up north. That's one of our partners. But this is just the reality. This is a daily occurrence. We started the Everglades Animals Coalition because actually, probably one of the coolest people in the world, my mom Joyce over there. She called me quite a few years ago now, and she said, Thalia, you wouldn't believe what I saw on TV. People are opening up their car doors and they're dumping their dogs in the Everglades, and we have to do something as Cold Noses. And we had just started out, we were 2 years old as Cold Noses, and still trying to figure out what we were doing and how we could help. And I said, well, I don't know what we can do, so let's call Barbara Birdsey, because Barbara Birdsey runs the Pegasus Foundation, and also was a good friend of ours, also happens to live on our street on Cape Cod. So it ended up being a good fit. But Barbara knew of the situation, and she said, I know this is happening because we're working with this in Okeechobee, we're dealing with this. So she said, you know what, we need to get together and we need to be louder. And we're two small organizations, we're two funders, but we need to be louder. We need to get people in Florida to know that this is happening every day. And so we formed the coalition. Now, we are the grant-making fund, the funders of the organization, but we would be nothing without our rescuers, our boots on the ground. Barbie Malone, who could not be here tonight, she operates Nulla's New Life Rescue in Okeechobee, and she rescues dogs and cats and sends them up north every month. I don't know if Jessie is in here or if she's out with the dogs right now, but Jessie Pina, who is out, I think she's wearing green tonight, and she's out there with the dogs. And Susan from Pet Orphans Miami. They have been amazing, and these people are literally.
My mommy's talking about you.
I heard that. They are literally. They're human, but they're superhuman. I mean, these women, they literally live and breathe rescuing these animals. Jessie goes out every day and feeds the strays. She sets up feeding stations, food and water for these animals. And again, 20 a week showing up at these feeding stations. Some only show up once, some show up multiple times. Susan over here and Jessie over here are these women are like, literally you're looking at superheroes. They should be wearing capes. Jessie texts me on a nightly basis and tells me, like, look what we just got, or look what just got dumped at our door. And of course she takes it. And we were just having a conversation a few minutes ago, like, how do I say no? Like, I'm gonna run out of space. And Susan is a bit of a legend in the area and has just been, these people are the angels for these dogs. And you met a couple of the dogs tonight. I think it's Lucas, whose ears were removed by his previous owners. And then also Charlie, who has a neurological damage from being hit by a car. And then a mom and some puppies that were, someone called for the puppies, but Jessie didn't leave without the mama too. And the mama was running in the road and so forth. But honestly, these rescuers are, they work regular jobs too. They go out and they feed, they set up water, they bring all hours of the day and night, and they're bringing these animals to safety. On top of it, Jessie drives our one van that we have right now, which, by the way, we really need a second van because Jessie drives 2 hours north to pick up the van, 2 hours south to fill it with crates and dogs, then all the way up to where? Connecticut.
Yeah.
And then back down, drops off the crates and brings the van back up 2 hours north. So this woman, and it's like, I'm telling you, it's superhuman. So she needs a new van, please, for the love of God, people. Let's like put your time, your money, your effort all into that tonight. Also, just so you know, before I forget, I'm getting distracted, but we have a bunch of fun to meet up here, and I'm so glad to see so many names. We really need dog food, like nobody's business. And so if you have it in you tonight, that's a great place to put it. And when we do bring the dogs up, we call that their freedom ride. So we've been making monthly rides up north. Jessie and Nulla's New Life Rescue both have been, and Pet Orphans Miami have both been sending dogs every month and cats every month to fosters up north. So we are making a difference. We are saving these animals. And the sad thing is that's just a Band-Aid, and we know that, right? We need to do more. We need to have programs that make health care for pets affordable, and people need to be able to reach these services, and they need to be affordable, so we need to make them attainable for people. And that's all something that we plan to do in the future. We plan to offer more spay and neuter. We've done it in the past, organized and low-cost spay and neuter. We have the feral cats in Miami. Finding Pasha is here tonight too. They go out and they rescue the cats that nobody wants to help, that they consider, a nuisance. And these animals, again, they've been failed by humans. They're there because of us, not because they want to be, or they want to be a nuisance. So, anyways, I hope that we can kind of open up our hearts a little bit tonight. It's not just, though, right, about what we can give financially. What is, to me, the most, inspiring thing is that you're all here. And I bet a lot of you didn't even know that this was an issue in Florida till you heard about Everglades Animals Coalition event tonight. And the word got out, and our sponsors were doing amazing work and getting the word out. But that, to me, is the biggest success tonight. So in my opinion, we've already succeeded tonight. That we have people talking about this. And I will say that Nava actually is our event planner over here, and she's amazing. She's totally, she's not just an event planner though, like she's a total hippie. And totally in love with the cause, and you can tell, because she was like, it was just like, we literally, I think, text at like 10 o'clock at night and then some. And then early in the morning, like way too early to be texting, but she does. She told me, she said in one of our meetings, and she said it to all the board, like, look, you guys, we're reaching people. With one candle, you can reach many. And I asked her about that quote. She's like, well, I stole it from Buddha. I was like, of course you did. But it got me thinking. It's true, right? Like one spark. And essentially that's what we are tonight, right? We're lighting this spark, and all you need to do is go and talk to somebody who doesn't know about this happening in Florida. And we need to get the word out. I can't stress that enough. More than money, more than that, we need people because if people don't know that there's a problem, you can't fix it. And we need to really start to address it from the root and make a difference in the community. Maybe it won't change a ton about this generation, but I bet you for the next generation, we will start to see a change here. Anyways, I'm rambling, and I thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to introduce Barbara Birdsey from Pegasus Foundation, who is also kind of my mentor. She has really taught me how to have composure and be an adult in this sort of animal world. So without further ado, Barbara, thank you so much.
She's doing really good, huh? Yeah. Anyways, I think, thank you, Thalia, so much. She nailed it when she said that her mother saw something, a clip or a little something on TV that inspired her. She said, did you know about this? I said, well, yeah, a little bit, not a lot. Well, we have to do something about it. And I'm like, okay. So that was about 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago. And so slowly, we have built up the momentum to maintain 2 programs that are actively getting animals in for medical care and going to places where there's a shortage of animals. Believe it or not, sometimes the shelters in the Northeast and the Midwest run out of animals. So we've got plenty here, and we want to help all of them for a better life. So I'm looking around the room and I see a lot of heroes here, a lot of people I've known in the past, different programs, all wonderful. And I'm so thankful to see this momentum. We have one other hero for tonight, and that's Dave Aronberg. Dave, if you and Sasha would come up. And Joyce, I want you to join us. And we'll make you talk. I've known Dave for 20 years, and he is so well known. He's so well known for so many things in the legal world. I have his bio here. It's kind of scary. I can't even read some of it. You've done it all. You're from Miami. You've been to Harvard. You've taken on every cause, from addiction to illegal laundering to, World War II victims. I mean, what haven't you done? And on top of that, I know how much you love animals, because I remember when I first met you, we talked about your dog a lot. I think we shared pictures, and you know how that goes. So, without further ado, let me introduce Dave Aronberg, who speaks for himself. And remember, you turn on your TV and you see the news and they're looking for an opinion, it's going to be Dave.
Thank you, Barbara. You want opinions? So I want to thank everyone for being here today. This is such a special cause with truly amazing people. And I came at this late in life. I was 40 years old when I adopted my first dog. I was at an event like this. It was for Big Dog Ranch Rescue. And I was there, I was a single guy, I traveled a lot, I was in politics, and I did not go there thinking that it would change my life and I would adopt a dog. But the guy who brought me there turned to me and said, "You need to save a life." And I said, "I can't do it, I don't have the time, I don't have the ability, it's too much responsibility." He said, "You need to do it." And after some thought and a few glasses of wine, I said to him, I said, "You know what? Maybe if it was a basset hound, because, the long floppy ears and sad eyes. I didn't know much about any other dog, but I was a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard as a kid. And you remember Flash from the Dukes of Hazzard?" And so the next day, this guy sends me a message, "Hey, look, we just got in." And it was the sweetest little basset hound. And I looked at it, I was working on the computer, I was doing 3 different things, and I looked at it, I put it down, and I moved on. And then I had to pick up the phone again. And I could not stop thinking about her. And I adopted her. I was a foster, and I was a failed foster. I'm sure a lot of you are failed fosters. Yeah, if you're a failed foster, yeah. And so then I named her Cookie. And there's a dog out there who was rescued from the Everglades named Cookie. Yes. And I can't tell you how much it changed my life. Cookie changed me, made me just a better person all around. And there was nothing that was more painful when I lost Cookie about a year and a half ago. And it was right before I was speaking to the Pegasus Foundation. It was up in Port Salerno, and it was so hard. But to be around fellow dog lovers who know exactly how I felt just meant the world to me. And that's how I feel here today. I'm just being embraced by people who just understand. You understand that these are angels on earth. These are our fur babies. You can tell a lot about our community by how it treats its most vulnerable, and that is our children, but that's also our pets, our 4-legged family members. And to think that they would be discarded in the Everglades. I mean, really, sometimes people suck, don't they? Yeah. I mean, they really do. They really do. And I'm sorry to use that. That's not the kind of language I'd use on Morning Joe, but it's just reality. But you light the light. I mean, you are lights in the wilderness. You provide guidance. You provide moral clarity. I mean, people like Joyce, who out of nowhere just made a phone call, just all of a sudden just said, "Hey, I think I could do something about this." That's really remarkable. I mean, that's really remarkable.
There you go, Tracy!
Joyce is remarkable. Dahlia, thank you for what you do. Barbara gives me the props. Look what you've done and you built. As a politician, I get the credit, I get the titles. It's the people behind the scenes who make a difference each and every day. And there's some people who think, well, I'm just one person, I can't make that much of a difference. I think of this old adage, if you think you're not big enough to make a difference, just try to go to sleep with a mosquito in the room, right? Think about that. Because you can make such a difference. You come together in an event like this, and you can save all of these animals. And it's hard for me to leave today and not want to take each and every one of them home with me. My fiance Sasha says that we're going to have 2 kids and 4 dogs. Right now we have 2 dogs. I was able to, after I lost Cookie, after I lost Cookie, I went on Pet Finder and I found a stray dog from rural Tennessee, and he reminded me so much of Cookie. He was a beagle, and I did not realize the differences between a beagle and a basset hound then. I don't know if you have any beagles, but beagles, let's say, are quite loquacious. Unlimited energy. And if I could take care of a beagle, then these irresponsible owners could take care of their dogs, but they don't, because they think of themselves, and instead of just doing the minimum, which is just turn in the dog to a caring agency, they would abandon them in the Everglades. Well, I want to tell you one thing. As state attorney for Palm Beach County, we have made a priority out of taking care of our animals, and that means holding accountable those who would do them harm. We have. My friend Robert Winewas here today, when he was on the county commission, they were very strong about standing up for animals. So what I've done is, I've noticed that our state laws are so weak. It's just a low-level felony if you have aggravated animal abuse. That's the worst. It's only a 3rd-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years maximum. No one gets that. No one gets that because you have to be a repeat offender, and usually crimes against animals are gateway crimes. They're not the crime you commit at the end, they're the crimes you commit at the beginning. You start with animals, and then you move to domestic violence, and then you commit murder. This is a proven link. So what I decided to do was try to break that link by prosecuting these cases myself. And as state attorney, if you see me in a courtroom, it's generally to honor Cookie's memory by prosecuting a case of animal cruelty myself. And when I do that, I look the jury in the eye, and I look the judge in the eye, and I demand that this case will get prison time. Because, yeah, absolutely. Because I gotta tell you, if I'm not there, it's very unlikely someone will go to prison for abusing an animal. They should. They should go to prison for abandoning animals in the Everglades, but I recognize that law enforcement can't be everywhere. But in Palm Beach County, I like to believe that we do it right. That we made it a priority to protect our pets, our animals, our fur babies, whatever you want to call them. They are our family members. And I really never understood until I adopted Cookie. And I think about her every day. And I love our dogs, Getty and Blue, a golden doodle and a beagle. Look nothing like each other, but they're become best of friends. And I just want to close by saying how much this event inspires me. Because each and every one of you have made a difference in our community. You may not realize, you may think one person can't, but yes, you can and you will. And if I had all the money in the world, I would first create a magical sanctuary for all the unwanted pets. Oh yeah! I would do that. But I can't do that. But each and every one of us coming together can do something to save the animals in the Everglades. And I think that's something that our community can do, that if what we see down the Everglades represents the worst of humanity, I think what you see in this room represents the very best. I just to end, I love what was said earlier. It was Barbara, or is it Thalia? I think it was Thalia who said this. You all light the spark. You light the spark for change. You light the spark for good. You have given me hope that people don't suck. People actually, that don't let the few who do this horrific things in the Everglades define who we are. That's not who we are. That's not who our community is. Our community is represented by all of you, the best of the best, and together we'll make a difference in the lives of our beautiful fur babies, each and every one of them. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm David Aronberg, honored to be your state attorney.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm not alone in really feeling so fortunate to be surrounded by so many individuals, so many local politicians, so many companies that care for animals. And you can feel it when you're in the room, right? I always say I like animal people better than people. And so tonight has been unbelievable so far. And we're making our mark in this community. This event started out as an idea and a dream, and to look around the room and see the room full of people from Dade and from Palm Beach County, right? The pull is, I guess it's easy when you find the people that have a really big heart. So I feel so incredibly fortunate to be here. My name is Nava. I'm sort of your inadvertent host. I just want to thank you. And I feel like I got rescued through this. Because I lost my baby in December, and she was almost 16 years old, and she was just the love of my life. And what I found was this project fell into my lap and ignited something in me that didn't exist before. I didn't know about these problems. I wasn't in touch with this community. I met Jesse, and Jesse lit my candle, and then I met Barbara, I met Joyce, I met Thalia, and all of these new faces. Susan, I feel so lucky to be surrounded by people that are doing great things. Thank you. And I have even more good news. Now, we have an unbelievable silent auction on this table happening. I see the hoverers. If you know how to win a silent auction, you've got to stay close to your item. I'm going to give you the 10-minute warning because we are going to pull those clipboards in 10 minutes. However, I have more good news for you. Who likes Tito's vodka? I should say, who doesn't like Tito's vodka, right? If you haven't purchased your raffle tickets yet, you know it's 1 for $5 and a hug's worth for $20. And I know there's a lot of good huggers. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. I've got Elias. Are you here? If you didn't purchase your raffle tickets, now's a good time to do so. I'm going to start calling our raffle items, which are on this table right over here. I've got my helper. You saw a cute little boy running around with a sign. He's our forever volunteer. So pull up those raffle tickets. No pressure, but the silent auction is open for 7 minutes now. Now, if you're buying tickets, you've got to put them inside of my little jar right here. So you keep one side. That we're working on is contacting these big pet stores so that we can say, hey, we'll take that food. One of the funded needs is food for a month, but I've got a couple funded needs that have have no names on them. So I'm just going to pay mention to them to see if anybody wants to raise their hand. So you can fund a need for a ride to freedom. What does this mean? It costs about $3,000 to get Jesse Pena inside of the van, driving these animals, sometimes 12 to 14 animals at a time, up to Connecticut. And that's a $3,000 fund a need. Does anybody want to put their name on the $3,000 fund a need to transport? Here's another one. Nobody wrote on this one. This fund a need is to spay and neuter dogs for a month.
You guys, we got a spay and neuter. This is only how much?
$450.
$450, that'll spay.
About 5 dogs in 1 month. That's our problem, right? If we can get them spayed and neutered, then we're nipping the problem in the bud. We're taking care of these animals so that we can make them safer physically, right? This has nobody on it. Nobody.
So if you raise your hand. All right, guys. If you raise your hand, are you listening? Anybody listening? There's a whole group of puppies up here. I'm just kidding, but everybody actually looks. Okay. I need some people to raise their hand for the $450 to spay and neuter some dogs. This will help us with at least 5, but probably more. It depends on their size and so forth. I just need, and every person that raises their hand is donating this, so it's not the highest bidder. This is $450. It goes, 100% of that goes right to spaying and neutering the animals and keeping them from having more babies. Thank you, Ashley. Okay, so and thank you so much. We're going to come around.
I'm going to tell a story while you're doing that. So if you guys know Susan, is Susan still in the room? Susan and John? Susan and John have a rescue down in the Redlands, and they've got about 80 cages, 80 crates, and there's animals in there. I want you to know what it takes on a daily basis. Imagine who has 1 dog, who has 2 dogs. If you have 80 dogs, the process that they have to go through every day is cleaning the cages, feeding and watering all of these dogs, removing the blankets from the cages, cleaning them, replacing all of those supplies. So what they need are pallets to raise the dogs so that the dogs aren't on the floor. They need igloos, they need blankets, they need food, and they need manpower. Why? Because for 80 cages, it takes about 18 hours just to service all of these dogs on a daily basis. Imagine, they all have a schedule that they've got to go out of their cage, run around the yard, hang out, and then go back inside. They all need their cages cleaned every day. They all need food and water every day. So these funded needs are very specific, and they go to rescuers that are local. Like Susan, I saw John, they're the ones who brought Lucas, that big giant dog. So one of our funded needs is igloos, blankets, pallets. I want to let you know that you have 1 minute to make your final bids on the silent auction clipboards on the table. And then our happy helpers are going to come by and take all of these clipboards. So if you're hovering, please make sure you make your final bids. We're going to pick up those clipboards in 1 minute. If I can get some angels to pick up the clipboards. Once we pick those up, I'm going to start calling our raffles and give away some Tito's. Oh, you have no idea. I'm going to ring the bell for that. What's your name? Luisa, thank you so much. You're going to Italy. It is a luxe vacation where you get concierge service, tours, wine, and I think you can bring a couple people with you. Can I come? All right, good. I'll tell you what, we have 30 seconds and we're going to pull all of these clipboards. Can I get some of my angels to pull the clipboards from the table? Would you be my angel? 30 seconds. Pull the clipboards. Yes, you're an angel. After we get those clipboards out, I'm going to start calling our raffles. And then if you did win one of our prizes, we need you to close out at the tables at the front so we make sure that you can get your prize.
so much.
All right, we're going to pull the clipboards preemptively. Congratulations to anybody who won. Don't leave before you close out your item, or else we're going to give it to the next person. We're not going to chase you, just so you know. I'm going to ask you to pull out your raffle tickets one more time. We are fully ready to begin calling our raffle items. Please pull out those purple tickets. We'll bring it to the front line. Thank you. First ticket, first raffle winner is number, you guys ready? Raffle number 015115. 015115. You got it? 015115. 015115. Oh yes. She's going to Italy and she's bringing her own Tito's. Congratulations. I got more of this going on. You ready to call the next one? Please take your purple tickets out. 484031. Yes. Raffle ticket number 484031. Who wants to vote for bigger numbers on our next raffle tickets? I'll call it one more time and then we'll pick another one. Raffle ticket 484031. 484031. No? Okay. All right, we're going to try it again. Let's see. Okay, next one is 484409. 484409. 072. No, that's bingo, different game. 484409. Is that you? 484409, yes! Vodka for dog people and cat people, and bird people, and snake people, and alligator people. Next number coming up. 484216. 484216. 484216. Amazing. Congratulations. Dan, we got a winner right here. One of our donors, if you don't know, Miami Gorgeous Beauty has the greatest tanner. And it comes with a little mitt. That's how we all look so glowy and beautiful up here in Boca. If you didn't win the item, just go to her website. You can order it. It's the best thing ever. Celebrity tanner. I don't want to embarrass her. It's true. We're ready for the next one?
484072.
You heard it right. 484072. Again? Well, I get lucky. I'm going to rubber so that I get lucky. Tonight we're going to get lucky. Where are you going later? What are we going to do about this vodka?
Oh,
Where are my glasses?
that's all right.
This one is unplugged. Is anybody going to be new friends with her? We're all going to be new friends. Tito's for dog people, Tito's for cat people.
484092.
092. If the last three numbers of your ticket are 0 484092. Oh, check it. He's got young eyes. Congratulations. Thank you. We're all meeting tomorrow for happy hour, courtesy to Tito's. Just shush around. Shush around. You know what happens when you're an animal lover? You make more animal lovers. How about that? How about we start the change in the younger generation, right? The kids who are automatically concerned with our animals and our environment. Tell me.
484337.
484337. That's the best reaction. I want to give her two. Amazing. We have 1, 2, 3 more bottles of Tito that we're going to give away. And as we're talking, we are closing out the silent auction items. So if you're not sure if you won, stick around. Don't leave because we do need you here to close out these items. He's shaking. He's picking. He's picking and he's shaking.
015033.
015033. This is the other ticket strand. 015033.
John, are you looking at your numbers? Right.
015033.
Sure, and you're paying attention.
You guys got it? They bought the first set of tickets when they walked into the room. They just moved here. We got them from Arizona. Now they're Boca Raton residents. You guys, thank you so much. Was it Finkelstein?
Congrats.
Finkelstein, welcome to Boca Raton. We're keeping you.
Finkelstein, yeah.
Congratulations, guys. We got two more. Two more. I've got my lovely assistant here. He's shaking and he's picking. He's picking and he's shaking.
Serious business.
All right.
484250.
484250. 484250. Is it you again? How do you guys do this? Lucky people in the room. It's true. Now, if you didn't win any Tito's, don't be sad. You know why? This is not the end of us hanging out together. Now that we know that you're here, we know we have this wonderful audience working alongside of us. Expect more events. We can hang out and do stuff with like ponies and more puppies and cats and dogs and snakes and John. We're inviting you. Final raffle ticket being called tonight before we close out our silent auction.
015266.
015266. Look at Lucas, he's got a big red kiss on his forehead. Can we get a picture of that? Oh, yes. Next raffle tickets are going to have a lot bigger font on the numbers. It is you. Yes, sorry. It's right here. 015266. Very lovely. Thank you so much. We have our final winner of our raffle prizes. There's a doggy bone underneath the Tito's. Now I have even more good news. We have actually about 40 winners that are going to take home something special from our silent auction, including a trip to Tuscany. Did anybody get the trip to the Blue Ridge Mountains? No. Alright, well if you were hovering over any of these items, I want you to please go towards the front of the room where we can check you out. I want to wish congratulations to all of our winners and all of our silent incredible night tonight. We still have more time to celebrate in the room. Don't go home yet. If you haven't so far checked out this video, I'm going to turn the volume up. We've got some of the greatest angels in South Florida and beyond making a difference, and you can watch them on this video. Thank you so much, everybody.